Hope, how's everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. This is from a jet ski dive from a while back, so let's just get straight into it. This is the first dive right off the jet ski, and I seen this uku, and this is about 40-45 feet of water, so I take a drop and my mask is leaking and it's pretty much filled up half my mask. So right here I lunge, take a shot at the uku, and I just hit him really high. So we only did a couple more drops at that other spot and it wasn't too good, so we decided to move in shallower, plus my mask was leaking and my other friend couldn't equalize. So we hit this shallow reef and I seen this uhu, so decided to take this guy as my first fish of the day. So like 5 minutes after I shot that uhu, we decided to jump back on the ski and go try see if we can do some blue water. We ended up going pretty far out and we found this pinnacle. So my friend had the flasher and I decided to do a drop on it. So right here I'm looking around, seeing if there's maybe ukus out in the deeper end, because this pinnacle drops down to maybe about 100. It gets pretty deep on the end of it, so keeping my options open, seeing what there is around. And right here I notice some omilus in the distance, so I grunt and I'm looking around and I get to the edge and I see this school of omilus coming in, and I get ready and I line up on the biggest one. So boom, I got a really horrible shot on it, pretty much kind of toward the tail. So I see him go over the reef and into that hole, so I'm pointing to my partner to go down and I wanted him to put a second shot in this guy before he rips off.
Holy shit!
So I pulled this omilu up and my friend ended up just going down and just grabbing the shaft and the fish. So this ended up being my biggest omilu at 10 pounds. So about a week or two after that omilu, as the swell came down, I did a shore dive on a spot that some of you guys might find familiar from older videos. So I found the zone that I wanted to dive, and this day was honestly really murky and it made it pretty hard to find the zone. And honestly the GoPro kind of makes it look cleaner than what it was. This day was pretty murky. So there's a couple ta'apids right here, so I decided to try shoot them. But right there I miss, and I'm looking around and I see this one big kole right here. So I line up right here. Boom, got a nice shot. And these things are really big over here on this side of the island. They're pretty much bigger than your hand. So this technique might look familiar from my first video if you guys watched it. The reef structure might look familiar too, but strung it up and I decided to try go for this ta'api right here. Right here I hit him, but he came off and I kept missing trying to shoot him again, so I ended up breaking its spine, so I'll probably just go off and die someplace. So right here, next drop, I ended up seeing more koles from the surface, so I went down and couple right here sitting in my face. So right there I hit one, but it didn't stick, so he ended up ripping off, and I ended up seeing this omilu right here, so trying to line up, but he wasn't really curious, so I just took this kole instead. So as I'm stringing up this kole, this joe and this kumu ended up coming out of this hole, I guess. And right there you can see him, and the joe ended up being bigger than the kumu, so I lined up but I missed, so he gets to live to see another day. So just for reference, this is how big the kole is compared to my hand. Right there, my shaka, so it's pretty big. My shaka is like 8 inches, so these koles are pretty big. So I ended up taking this drop right here with my gun, because on that last clip you guys seen that omilu and stuff, so just in case I just loaded one band and just went down to try to see if there's any other omilus or anything with shooting with my gun. So after sitting around just kind of waiting and seeing if there's anything, there wasn't, so I just lined up right here, shot this kole, but I ended up seeing a big eel go underneath that same rock, so I tried to pull the kole out of the reef and ended up pulling him right off my line. So again, right here with the 3-prong, just going down. Right here I line up on this kole, boom, got a nice shot on him. And I'm pulling him in and I'm thinking about just grabbing it right here. But then I was like, I don't want this thing to come back to life and swim out of my hand, so I'm trying to grab my kui right here, but I put it around my body, so I put down my 3-prong and I have to unwrap it. So boom, I got it unwrapped and stringing them up right here so I can try go for a second one. So I noticed the koles were kind of just getting skittish already, and I kind of wanted to just go and try find the moo pile and hunt moo, so this is my last drop on the koles right here. So looking around, and I seen a few minpachis inside of this hole, and I thought about it, but they went and disappeared. So looking around, and I seen some smaller koles over here, but then I wasn't interested. And then this big one pops out of this hole, so I line up, boom, I kind of hit him in his head and I stunned him really hard, so right here just line up, got another good shot. So right here I found a nice pile of moo, and before this I took maybe like 15 drops on a different moo pile that was a little bit more down the coast, and they were all big, like 5-6 pounders, but I could not make it happen. Like 2-minute breath holds, and they just still weren't coming into range. Like they were really smart. So one of my partners were hunting this moo pile, and he told me that these ones are shootable, and he was only using my friend's 90, so he couldn't bring them in close enough. So he told me that I could probably get one of these moo if I tried. So right here I only seen one from the surface, like maybe like a 3-pounder, and then I seen like a baby one, like a 2-pounder. And then right there you could see the bigger one in the back right there. And I noticed there's a school out in the distance, but it's really hard to see on camera, but I noticed a whole school. So right here I'm trying to get their attention, trying to bring them in closer. So right here I get ready to do a lunge right there, but it doesn't end up working out. It kind of swims away, so I come back down on top of this hole, kind of resettle, trying to just get this moo back in and get him comfortable. And right here he slows down, so I do a slower lunge on him. So I end up connecting on this nice moo, probably like a 3-pounder, so I was all stoked. We were getting ready to go back in because my friends were on a time limit, so this was kind of nearing the end of our dive, so we decided to go back in on this moo. So I got my gun loaded and we came across this pocket and I seen a couple moo inside, and so right here I'm breathing up and I decided to try and do a bomb drop on these guys. So right here I see him and this moo just stopped, like he wasn't really moving, so I was able to line up and get a good shot on him. Nice little 3-pound moo. So this is a dive from a couple days ago, and this is my first real dive, kind of deep diving with my new carbon leader fins. So honestly, this was way deeper than I thought. The water was so clear, I thought this was like 40 to 45 feet, and I'm going down and I'm like, this is way deeper. than I anticipated, so when I got back up to the surface, I ended up checking my watch, and this drop right here ended up being 62 feet. But got down to the bottom, just trying to relax and see what's around. I noticed a school of baby moo right there, so I'm not interested in them, obviously. And I see this toal right here, so I'm like, I'll gladly take this toal off the reef. So look around, make sure there's nothing else better, and boom, got a nice spinal tap on this toal. So the current this day was absolutely ripping, and right here we drifted down a pretty good amount after I shot that toal, and this is the very next drop, but I seen this hole right here, what looked to be an Alua house, so I told my friend that I was gonna go down and check it out and see if there was anything inside. So right here, there's just a bunch of tapes, and I'm thinking about going and grabbing my friend's 3-prong. But then I look up and I'm like, oh, there's a nice uku right there. So right here I position myself out to the deeper end, and I'm trying to call this uku in. And right here he gives me a broadside, and I take it, and it's a nice shot. And so right here he just starts spooling my reel right now. And this drop was about 70 feet, so I'm super stoked to shoot this uku at pretty good depth. But my main focus right here is to try and keep this guy off the reef and try to keep him from getting tangled. So me personally, I don't get a lot of time around ukus. Like, sometimes I'll see them, and if they do come in range, I'll just miss. Like, I'm a terrible shot when it comes to shooting ukus, so I'm super stoked to able to get this guy, you know, and get him at pretty good depth too. But anyway, my main focus right here is to get this guy up to the surface. I noticed my shot was honestly a little bit low. I hit him in the gut, but luckily it came out through his collar, so it was a really good holding shot. This fish was not going anywhere. So when I came up from this drop, my friend ended up telling me there was like a big 15-pound uku, like right behind me too, right over that Alua house. So I was kind of bummed that I didn't turn around. But as I was pulling this uku up, I noticed another log kind of coming in, and I noticed there's another uku right there. And he ended up sticking around, and there was an opelu in this uku's mouth, so I threw it down, and all the fish came in and just started nailing it. And this uku couldn't get any of it, so he ended up sticking around, and he was super curious. So you guys will see in the next drop what happens. But anyway, I got this nice uku, nice 6-pound uku, so this one ended up being my PB right here. So what was so funny about this clip too was when we were on shore, I jokingly said to my friend, like, yeah bro, I'd take you to my uku zones, guarantee action. But I wasn't expecting much, just kind of thinking about shooting roys and stuff, maybe getting lucky with a collie or something. And we see all these ukus, and just I got lucky and landed one. So this is the very next drop. The current ended up pushing us down from where I shot that first uku, and it pushed us over a nice pile of moo too. So right there's that uku from the clip before that was following the first one I shot. So right here he comes up to me, and I engaged with him right here, but he didn't give me the shot I wanted, so I just fully set it to the bottom and hoped that he would come back in. So I hit the bottom, and as soon as I looked up, he was already interested. He was coming right in, and all I had to do was line up and get a good shot right in his gill plate. So right after shooting this fish, I know I hit him in the face, and it was most likely a holding shot, but I know I hit him low though. I hit him pretty low in the throat, and ended up coming out of his gill plate. But right here I'm telling my friend to go down and try shoot it again, but I know that he doesn't have his gear. It's like all borrowed gear, and he hasn't dove in a long time, so I know I have to try to pull this uku up off the bottom so he can get down and get a second shot in this guy. Right there, as soon as he hit it, I know the fish was ours, and I was really stoked. This ended up being my biggest uku, so I just broke my record again. So this is a nice 7-pound uku. This is my biggest uku now, and I'm really stoked that I got it on back-to-back drops.
Holy shit, it's bigger than the bridge!
So I was just unbelievably stoked that I ended up getting these 2 nice ukus, 2, you know, good size ukus, so all stoked on that. Mahalos if you guys made it this far. Go like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video, and go follow my Instagram, the link will be in the description. But other than that, I catch you guys on the next one. Shoot.